Hello friends, I am going to talk about Lycidas by John Milton. Lycidas by John Milton is a great pastoral English poem. John Milton was a great poet of England. A critic says about Milton that John Milton represents the whole Congress of British poets. He was a learned and a scholar poet. He knew many languages such as English, Greek, Latin, Italian, Hebrew, and some other languages. He makes use of Latin words in his poetry. He also makes use of allusions and references from classical literature. That's why his poetry becomes a bit difficult to understand. Now let me explain what we mean by pastoral poem. There are two words, pastoral and elegy. Pastoral means a poem that deals with pasture, nature, field, hill, valley, flowers, muse, etc. And elegy is a poem written on someone's death who is very close to the poet. He may be his friend, he may be his kith and kin, he may be his close relative. And the poet not only bemoans the death of the departed soul, he also comments on life, on the important things of life, important aspects of life that matter in the country, that matter in the world. Lycidas is a great pastoral elegy. In this poem, John Milton laments the death of Edward King. Edward King was a great friend of John Milton. Edward King and John Milton studied at Cambridge University. Both were poets, both composed poetry. But unfortunately, his friend went on a sea journey to Ireland and his ship wrecked. He died in the sea. His dead body was afloat on the sea water. John Milton writes this elegy on his death, and he bemoans the death of his friend in a pastoral vein. There are many, this poem is a monody. Monody is a poem in which the poet himself speaks in the poem. He talks to his friend who is dead, considering him or them as shepherd. The poet himself appears to be a shepherd. His friends also appear to be shepherds and shepherdesses in the poem. There are many characteristics of a pastoral poem. The first characteristic is that a pastoral poem deals with a person who is dead, who is no more in the world, The poet describes his sorrows and sufferings on the death of the person. For this, he invokes goddess of poetry or goddess of songs to give him success in the writing of elegy. So he invokes a goddess of poetry to give him energy, to give him power, to give him a strength to finish, to complete the elegy in a nice way.